Back with another one, Bad News Brown. Today I'm gonna hit y'all up with a quick prison story. Now, if you're new to my channel, I speak on a lot of things, current events, things from my personal experience, and so on and so forth. So why don't you go ahead and subscribe to me and stay tuned. Now, again, this story is gonna be a prison story where it almost went down at two different prisons at the same time over the same thing. Now, this is not the case where bad news travels fast, because in the pen, of course, if you heard about something that kicked off in one pen and it gets to another yard, it can definitely roll over or domino effect. But this wasn't even the case. So let me explain. Now, this incident takes place. Oh, and another thing, I'm speaking about the California prisons. I did an earlier part of my life in CDC, California Department of Corrections, and I discharged the P number. So this takes place at Soledad South Yard. Now, Soledad is a prison that sits on a compound. So you got Soledad Prison, then you got a fire camp, Belita Fire Camp, right next to it. Then right north of Soledad Prison is the maximum security Salinas Valley State Prison. So all this is on one compound. Now again, this took place in Soledad on the South Yard. Soledad, you got North Yard, Central, and South Yard for the most part. Now at this time, we had just got there maybe about 3 months, maybe 3 or 4 months. Now, this yard had just opened back up, so the yard wasn't even full yet, meaning all the units wasn't even full yet on the yard. So, South Yard, they had a gym, 2 building, 3 building, 4 building, 5 building, 6 building, and 7 building. Now, at this point, maybe up until maybe 4 building, half of 4 building was filled up. So, another thing, when you're in prison, when you're on the main line and the buses come in, the first thing people want to know is, okay, what reception did y'all come from, or what reception center is this bus, the Grey Goose, coming from? Because that gives the other convicts an idea of what type of dudes is getting off that bus. Is it going to be dudes from your area, or is it going to be dudes from another part of the state? And you may have to worry about, basically, is more ops getting off the bus, or more of my people's getting off the bus? So that's like one of the main things. First thing people ask you once you get on the main line, or once they hear another bus coming. Now, depending on what facility you at, it may be scheduled. I'm not exactly sure, but another side thing in prison, as far as movement, is different from county jail, because county jail, you and your pod, your unit, you gonna have inmates coming in all parts of the night. That don't happen in prison. So if you on the main line and bed moves, something happens, somebody come to your unit or facility or whatnot, they got some explaining to do. Ain't no random bed movements that just happen. Something done happened, and again, it's some explaining to do. But on with the story. So now, when I get there, I'm in building 3. Building 3 was full, but again, building 4 was half full. The rest of the units wasn't even full. And another thing, when new yards get opened up or established, of course, it's gonna be a fight for the areas on the yard, the recreational areas. And again, when I got there, a lot of them drawn lines was pretty much crossed, except, and this is another incident, where the Woods, they was having a little issue with their area, because where their placement was at, a lot of people would walk through there to get to the chow hall, canteen, and other little spots, administration and everything, and people would just walk across. And after a while, going back and forth, understanding was established, and people, you still walk across, but you just couldn't walk directly across, like right through that stuff. And really, for us in our building, that really wasn't an issue because we was in 3 building. It really wouldn't have made no sense for us to go that way. We just go to the right. But anyway, again, so now at this point it's normal routine. It happened to be it happened to be on a Friday night. So everybody out, coffee drinking, willing and dealing, basic prison programming. So I guess what ended up happening was, because I wasn't in the day room at the time, but I guess it was some type of awards, BET awards going on. So the brothers wanted to watch that. The North Daniels, they wanted to watch Rush Hour, I believe. So it's a standoff. Now in prison, there's a lot of standoffs, and it really don't matter what yard you on. And this was actually a level 2/level 3, meaning a lot of the inmates on that yard had been down for a long time, like at least 10 years, and they was within 5 years of going home. So their points dropped, and they ended up going on to getting on a level 2. So it was a level 2 soft level 3 yard. So now, okay, we got a standoff. Now, again, it's a lot of standoffs in the pen, y'all. Some of them turn up, some of them don't. So it depends on the standoff is with and the intensity, etc. But basically, what ended up happening is, so it's a standoff. We want to watch the awards. The brothers want to watch the awards, and the Spanish want to watch Rush Hour. So it was a back and forth standoff. We had meetings, and really the discussion of the meetings, I won't really go into detail, but it didn't kick off. I'm just gonna put it like that. It didn't kick off. So the next day, again, it's normal programming. We go to work. Now at this point, I'm working on a yard crew, and during the yard crew, you drive around the whole compound. Not only just our yard, but all the other yards throughout Soledad, on Soledad Central, North Yard, as well as the fire camp. And we right off Highway 101. So we be like basically pretty much along Highway 101 with the weed eater. We all through there, and even at the top, driving around by Salinas Valley State Prison. We drive right by there, and we can see they got a camp out there, a ranch out there, and the rest of their facility, their yards and whatnot. So anyway, we doing our basic yard crew work or whatever. So during the time we driving around the compound, just riding, and we come because we in the South Yard, so you got to go past Central, then because that's where the main facility of the prison is, and then you got North Yard on the other side. When you're driving around, Soledad got a dairy. They got a lot of stuff. Inmate works do that. I did a video regarding that. Watch that video. So we driving around past all the little other inmate PIA facilities throughout the prison, and then we come to Salinas Valley Prison, and we don't ride around the entire prison, but we ride around like that one whole side, and we can see other inmates, the level 1 inmates, because a lot of Salinas Valley is a level 4. Now, being at the level 4s are most of the time pretty much on lockdown, they need other inmates to do the work. So most level 4s, all level 4s, is going to have a level 1 ranch right outside of it, or if not on the same compound, because they need inmates to do the work. Remember, keep in mind, the COs, the guards, they don't do the work. They just turn keys and count for the most part. They babysit. Prison is pretty much warehousing humans. That's all it is. So anyway, we come across Salinas Valley State Prison, and it's a little part where we can stop, take a break or whatever, so we chilling, and we can kind of yell over to the other inmates over there, and we get word now. Whoever it was, as far as the brothers over there, he wasn't in our car, but he was a brother. He was able to get some info over to one of the brothers on our side, and the word was they had the same issue with the Nortes in their facility over the damn TV, rather the awards. Brothers want to watch the awards, and the Norteños want to watch Rush Hour. So that just goes to show prison is the same in a lot of ways, as far as you can go down and turn up over the minutest things. Something as simple as, who want to watch, that's really a good reason to have that phone, especially depending on where you at. But they was saying the same issue. They had a standoff and then kick off. And because, we got to think, it will kick off. But the same when I mentioned we had a little discussion, you got different people on the yard, you got different things going on. So, and again, everybody wasn't in the day room, so certain people ain't even tripping from both sides. So it's like, hold on, y'all want to over this? Now, I'm not saying that's what the overall attitude was, but that's kind of like, I don't want to say it boiled down to, because don't get me wrong, after these standoffs and stuff, it ain't just cool, dead issue. It's still, you still on DEFCON 2. You still looking out. You still, ain't nobody doing nowhere by themselves as far as the yard. You in the bathroom, somebody watching your back, all that, shower, all that. You understand? So, and that went on, but for the most part, it didn't kick off, and the same issue happened in that pen, and I'm pretty much the same thing happened in every pen, especially when it come to this, the level 1 or level 2, depending on where you got the dorm living, pretty much, and not cell living, because although we wasn't in dorms, Soledad South wasn't like dorms. They had a gym though, but we had buildings, but the buildings is just bunks. So anyway, you had 2 buildings, and as I mentioned, but yeah, it just a good example of, man, how things would kick off, man, over the small things, and it damn near did. And 2 different facilities, multiple facilities, over the same minor thing. But that's prison life for y'all, man. Chat back in with me, man. Bad News Brown breaking it down, man. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, share, man. I'm outie.